everyone, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my Tuscan chicken pasta recipe. It's almost Valentine's Day, and I know that a lot of you out there are looking for something to make special for dinner. And this one really, and it's super easy, and it's super fresh. It uses all fresh ingredients. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your angel hair pasta going and boiling it. You want to go ahead and get it cooked. Next, we're going to take our chicken, and we are going to want to season it with a little bit of salt. Okay, and then a little bit of black pepper. You don't want to put too much, just enough. We're going to want to hit our pan, and we're going to want to add our olive oil to our pan that's on a medium-high heat. And then we're going to be putting our chicken into our pan, and we're going to be cooking it. It's going to take about 8 minutes per side. I have my pan heated. I am using a fairly large one because we are going to be cooking all of this in the same pot. But go ahead and get our olive oil put in there. And then we're going to be adding in our chicken. Nice little sizzle. This is going to take about 8 minutes per side. A little bit less for the chicken I'm using. I chose to use chicken breast strips instead of chicken breast because it takes less time to cook. So mine will take about 5 minutes per side. After the 5 minutes, we're going to flip it over, cook it for another 5 minutes, and then we'll be on to the next step. A little tip I want to share with you guys that's really helped me out a lot. You prep everything before you start cooking. Not only does it take less time, but it's easier to make the recipe. And your food will turn out better because you're not having to wait on yourself during the cooking process to get all your stuff prepped. So my tip for you guys is to make sure that you pre-measure everything and get everything ready so that way you can literally run through all the steps in your recipe 2 times quicker. Alright, so when your chicken is done cooking and it's no longer pink, you want to make sure that you take it out of your pan, put it on a plate, and let it sit for 10 minutes. Then we're going to be slicing it, or you can cut it into cubes. Really, it's your preference when it comes to cutting it up and how you want it to look like. I'm going to be slicing mine. The next step, we are going to be taking our pan. You're going to want to make sure you drain the olive oil out of the pan. Then we're going to be cooking our bacon. You want to cook your bacon until it's nice and crispy. Then we're also going to be taking it out of the pan. You're going to want to pour out half of the grease from your bacon when it's done cooking and reserve the other half. We're going to use the other half of the grease from the bacon to cook our tomatoes and our garlic and our spinach in. So let's get to it. Okay, my pan is nice and hot. We're going to be throwing our bacon in. After your bacon is done cooking and you've chopped it up, you want to make sure that you still have your pot on a medium heat. Then we're going to be adding in our garlic, our tomatoes, and our spinach. You're going to want to let this cook until it gets fragrant and your spinach starts to wilt, which is going to take about 2 minutes. And the bacon grease adds a lot of flavor. Okay, so our spinach. And sprinkle some salt in, and then some pepper. Our spinach is wilted. You can tell because it'll shrink somewhat and it's not leafy-like anymore. Then we're going to want to add in our heavy cream. Oh, look at that. It's so beautiful. The combination of the colors. It's so bright. And then we're going to add in our Parmesan. We're going to stir this up with a mix. We're also going to want to add in some of our pasta water. So it has been simmering for 5 minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and add in our chicken and our bacon. Then we're gonna stir it up. Ready to add our pasta noodles. So let's go ahead and get those thrown in there. Let's see. There we go. Okay, get all the pasta mixed in with all those wonderful tomatoes and spinach. Now we're ready to put it on a plate, and then it is optional, but I am going to garnish the top of the pasta with some fresh basil. And it adds a little bit of extra flavor and the fresh taste.